this is absolutely wild. I really cannot believe I haven't filmed for a YouTube video in about 2 months. I haven't seen y'all since my Halloween EP, but we are back. I heard the girlies and the guys were missing me, so we're back. I have been on a quick, how do you say, an unofficial but official sabbatical just because life has been lifing. A lot has been going on behind the scenes, but for the most part, I have been taking time just to make sure I'm poured into first so that when I do come on here, I can pour into you guys the best way that I can because content is not just content to me. It's not just a business. Like for me, this is a ministry, right? This is a part of my version of spreading the gospel. I'm not on the streets preaching. I'm not on a pulpit at church, but the camera is my pulpit. Social media like this, this is my pulpit, right? So I just want to make sure I'm intentional with it so that you guys are getting the best out of me and in turn like you guys are getting accurate information. So with that being said, we are back with another YouTube video and today I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a motivational sec because I just know I don't know about y'all, but for me 2025 has definitely been a BTA kind of year, okay? Belt to you know what, okay? It has been beating me up and I'm sure some of y'all can relate if not all, but I just wanted to end off the year with a little bit of motivation because I know this for me and I want you to know this for yourself, but you are not done yet. Like, yes, this year may not have been what you thought it was going to be. We all enter 2025 thinking, this is my year of restoration. This is my year of glory. Like everything is going to go my way. I'm going to put in the work. I'm going to do what I got to do. I'm not going to be lazy no more. And this is just going to be my year. And that ended up not being the case, unfortunately, for most of us. But there's a reason for that. And one thing I've learned this year is that we cannot purely rely on motivation alone. Like that's what's been stopping us. The Bible even tells us in Proverbs 3:5 to trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. That's our problem. We have been leaning on our understanding so much, leaning on what's around us, just the resources alone, instead of the ultimate source, which is God, that we've forgotten what is really important. And when we forget that, like, all is going to go left indeed, because the Bible even tells us in Proverbs that many are the plans in a man's heart, but the Lord's purpose will prevail. So at the end of the day, this is the key to success. If your plans are not in alignment with God's will for your life, then you're cooked. Your plans are not going to come to pass. They're going to succeed, and you're just going to be left. Even if you see the plans, the things that you want come to pass in other people's lives, you're just going to wonder why them and why not me. But there's a reason behind that. These people that you see that are millionaires, billionaires, it seems like it's an overnight get rich quick scheme. They're just lucky. They're God's favorites. But the reality is, there's no such thing as luck, and God doesn't have any favorites. It's possible for the best person you know, the richest person you know, the smartest person you know. Those are also possible for you because at the end of the day, we all came to this earth as little babies knowing nothing. We didn't come here with a silver spoon of knowledge in ourselves, right? But as we get older, it's the things that we do in our childhood and what we do now that prepare us for success. But before we can be successful, we have to first figure out who it is we are and what we want. And I'm not going to lie, we can do it however we want to, but the only successful way to figure out who you are and what it is you want in this life is by going to the true source, which is God. Think about it. If you have an iPhone and there's something wrong with your iPhone, you're not going to go to the Android store. Why? Because they're not the manufacturer of the iPhone. They didn't make the iPhone. Where are you going to go? Reasonably, you're going to go to the Apple store because they created the iPhone. So the creator of the iPhone, they know how it works. They know the ins and outs in the iPhone. They know, okay, if something's wrong with the battery, something's wrong with this. They know exactly how to fix it and they're going to do it with precision. It's the same thing with us humans. Whether or not you believe it, you have a maker. His name is Jesus Christ. Whatever's wrong with you, whether it's depression, anxiety, you're just feeling lost, hopeless, you're stuck, you're confused, you're angry, you're stuck in comparison, you're struggling with addiction, with gluttony, with being lazy, with not knowing what your purpose is, whatever it is, God has all of the answers. He is the ultimate source. And the longer that we keep running away from Him and trying to find the things that we want, the love, the peace, the joy, the validation, the kindness, all these things, we cannot find the intangible things in the tangible, meaning the things that we cannot touch, the things that we cannot see. Ultimately, they're going to come from God. They're not going to come from food or from other people. They're ultimately going to come from God. And the sooner we realize that, the better. The sooner we seek God with all our hearts, that's when Jeremiah 29:13 says that God will reveal Himself to us. He's not a stingy God. He's not just going to hide on purpose and be like, oh, this person doesn't deserve to know me, so they're not going to know me. They don't deserve to have, like, no, that's not the case. It's wisdom of the things of God that's going to set you free from false patterns and ideologies that you've believed in this world. And that's what's going to set you on the path to success. Romans 12:2 tells us, do not be conformed to the things of this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind. And that's where you know what the perfect, good, and pleasing will of the Father is. In order to even have discernment, you keep being in these relationships with these men who keep dumping you and playing you, and you're wondering, am I the problem? What's going on? Or you're blaming your issues on all men, when the whole time is you need to have your mind transformed. Before there can be a physical and visible transformation in your life, there needs to be a mental, emotional, and spiritual transition in your mind. I promise you. Even in the aspects of relationships alone. When you do the inner work to heal yourself, when you pour into yourself, you're going to start respecting and loving yourself more. And the stuff that you do on your inside, it's naturally going to appear on the outside. You're going to change how you dress, how you talk, how you carry yourself, etc. And naturally, people are going to notice that, and they're going to start to change their actions and behaviors towards you. People aren't going to ask you to go to the club or lounges or bars or any other disrespectful places with you no more, because they know that you are of a different caliber now because of the new way that you present yourself. And now you're going to attract people who invite you to, oh, let's go out to dinner, let's go to this business event, let's go to church. All of these respectful places where people of your new caliber are now are. And now you're going to attract men of a different caliber. You're no longer going to attract the YNs. You're no longer going to attract the scammers. Now you're going to attract the men who wear the quarter zips and drink matchas. You're going to attract the men of God, because at the end of the day, we attract who we are. So if you're wondering even why you're at this dingy job, you wanted it. That's what you asked for. Your standards are low. If you really want to be a six-figure entrepreneur, a businesswoman, if you really want to climb to the top of the corporate ladder, you're going to make the vision plain, and you're going to take the actionable steps that you have to do to get there. So once you seek the Lord, you do the inner work, and you figure out who you are and what you really want to do in this life, you have to write down practical step-by-step goals that you're going to do to be able to get there. And then you're going to make sure you commit to those goals. You're going to be laser vision, tunnel vision. You're going to be so focused on your goals, so focused on you, on elevation, that you do not have time for distractions. You don't have time to be spending 2+ hours scrolling on social media or watching any TV shows on Disney Plus, on Hulu, or Netflix, or whatever it is. And I'm not gonna lie, the reasons your plans have been falling through is because you're purely motivated by only motivation and not by discipline. You're not making the vision plain. You're not going after what you need to do to become the best version of yourself, even if you're sad, even if you want to eat the junk food, even when you're tempted to do things that you're not supposed to. You're just dwelling in your emotions, and you're falling for that. You're settling. You're thinking, oh, because I'm craving this donut, because I'm craving this bad food, this bad company, then I have to do it. I'll just try again tomorrow when I feel motivated. But you don't know that tomorrow is going to come. So why are you waiting on the pure feeling of emotion? And why don't you just lean on discipline that cultivates and grows from an intimate relationship with the Lord? The other reason why our plans are falling through and why we're not becoming the best version of ourselves and we're just in a slump is because we are not specific enough with our plans. We're not bold enough to even think outside the box and be specific with our plans. I'll give you guys a great example. One of the plans now that I have, I want to gain 10K followers in 90 days. And yes, I only have 224 subscribers on YouTube, but I'm not ashamed to say I have a goal that may seem out of reach to a lot of people, but it's not out of reach to me because I know the God that I serve. He could easily give me 1 million followers by tomorrow. If he really wanted to, he would. And I know that I have the correct heart posture about gaining this amount of followers because I want more people to know the gospel. I know the gift that I have inside of me of teaching is not just for me. It's not just for me to talk to my friends and my family members about it or just any old body. Like, this is for the world to hear because Jesus needs to be preached to the multitudes in an authentic manner and not just for clout or any of the things, but purely for the glory of God. And I'm putting in the steps to do that. And I'm taking you guys with me as I go from being ghosting y'all from Halloween to now committing myself to posting one video every week on YouTube and posting shorts every single day in order to hit my goal. But Proverbs 15:22 tells us, without counsel, purposes are disappointed, but in the multitude of counselors, they're established. We are not reaching our goals because we're not asking the right people for help. We're not seeking advice from people who have been better with us. Like, for me to even reach my goal of 10K subscribers in 90 days, I'm not going to talk to my homeboys and homegirls who aren't even on YouTube. I'm going to talk to people that have over 100K subscribers who are verified on YouTube, who are making, whose full-time job is literally just to sit and record and post on YouTube. I'm talking to them because I want to be at the level that they're at. If you want to be an engineer, don't talk to other students about that. Go talk to people who are actual engineers. Do you guys get what I'm saying? We have to be specific and we have to allow ourselves to think outside the box. Even if your goals aren't met right away or if you don't see progress right away, it's okay. Allow yourself to be hurt. Open yourself up to being vulnerable with yourself and with others around you that you can trust. Like, God forbid if I don't get my 10K followers in 90 days, that doesn't mean that I'm quitting YouTube. I'm going to keep going no matter how long it takes. And I'm going to get my 10K because I'm motivated, not by motivation alone, but by discipline and by knowing the truth of the word of God. We all talk about the armor of God in the Bible. It's not just a breastplate of righteousness, but the belt of truth. The truth of the Lord is what's keeping me up and giving me the strength and the mobility to be able to walk in my purpose. And that's what we have to do. We have to cling on to the word of God. Just like the woman with the issue of blood, she said, if only I could just touch the hem of his garment, then I know I will be healed. That's the type of crazy faith that we have to have. And that only requires faith the simple size of a mustard seed. And that's what I'm challenging you guys all to do because God is not done with you. Your story is just beginning. You are fearfully and wonderfully made in the image of God. God looked at you and said that, okay, I'm going to give them dominion over the entire earth. Not just because he trusts you, but because he built you, he created you to be capable of that. All the birds of the and the creatures of the seas. He's giving you dominion over the entire earth. And God does not want you to waste your life just relying on motivation, just waiting for those feelings. No, he wants you to push through and build resilience and build your character by being disciplined, by even choosing to be disciplined, because that's how discipline grows within you. You have to make it, it has to be a choice. God's just not going to be like, here's discipline. No, if you pray for discipline, he's going to give you situations that require you to have discipline. If you pray for patience, he's going to give you situations in which you have to be patient. You can choose to be patient or you can choose to be impatient. It's up to you. But until you pass the test that God is presenting in you, he's going to keep giving you the same test again and again and again. You cannot graduate from elementary school without passing the test. You can't graduate from college without completing every single one of your exams. So until you pass the exam that God is presenting you with today, you're not going to graduate onto the next level of life that he has for you. Your biggest obstacle isn't the devil, it's yourself. The only power that the enemy has over you is the power that you give him. So you have to challenge yourself. It's not me challenging you. It's you deciding to listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth, and you have to decide to want more for yourself. I'm telling you, once you decide to be comfortable being uncomfortable, that's when the real work begins, and that's when the real growth within you will be cultivated and it will show externally and not just internally. And although the vision that God has for your life, it might tarry, it will come to pass. God is telling you in this moment to be patient, to lean on Him, and to trust in Him. Isaiah 40:31 tells us, "But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint." Good things come to those who wait. God has not forgotten about you. He's just waiting for you to put in the work so His glory can be shown in His life. He wants you to have all these miraculous experiences and encounters and success in your life. He wants that for you too. God knows what you need before you even ask Him. He's just waiting on you to seek Him and to truly rely on Him and to just be obedient. That's it. And obedience is the next thing you need in order to receive your breakthrough, your next answered prayer, your next miracle. All you need is God, and I promise you everything else will come to pass. Matthew 6:33, I'll leave you with that. It says, "But seek first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things shall be added to you." With that being said, I love you guys so, so much. If you like what you see and what you heard today, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.
I need more than a breakthrough. I need your help when